Hello friends. So today we are going to discuss about epimers. Epimers are those diastereomers which differ in configuration about only one chiral center. And examples are D-glucose and D-mannose are C2 epimers. D-glucose and D-galactose are C4 epimers. So let's see what are these. So epimers, these we will see this is D-glucose, D-mannose, D-galactose. And what is the relation among these three? So we will take one by one. Here, these two D-glucose and D-mannose, you can see these are aldoses because there is aldehydic group, and these two, there are total four chiral center. This is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the numbering, and this is first chiral center, second chiral center, third chiral center, and fourth chiral center. And these two molecules are differing about only this chiral center. You can see here in the D-glucose, H is on the left hand side, OH is on the right hand side, but in mannose at C2 position, this H is on the right hand side, OH on the left hand side. But at 3 position, this configuration is same. At 4, 5, the configuration is same. So these are two diastereomers. Diastereomers are having generally more than one chiral centers, and if these two are differing in configuration about one chiral center, so these are called epimers. So these are differing only about C2 configuration, about C2 carbon 2. So that's why these are called C2 epimers. Similarly, we can compare these D-glucose and D-galactose. Here you can see the configuration. This is chiral center first, second, third, and fourth. 2, 3, 4. This is 2, 3, 4, and this is 5. So here you can see uh, these two are differing only about this chiral center, and this is C4. Here you can see that H is on the left hand side, OH on the right hand side in the D-glucose, but in D-galactose, OH is on the left hand side and H on the right hand side. Rest of the chiral centers are having same configuration. So that's why these two are epimers, and because these are differing in about chiral center at C4, so that's why these are C4 epimers. Now, next thing is the what is the epimerization? Epimerization, basically the conversion of an aldose into its epimer is called epimerization, or we can say that change in configuration about only one chiral center is known as epimerization. Okay, so let's see what is the epimerization. Suppose that we are converting D-glucose into D-mannose. So D-mannose is the C2 epimer of D-glucose. So that process will be called epimerization. So in the epimerization, first step is mild oxidation. Mild oxidation like bromine water, with the bromine water. So here this will be oxidized. The CHO group, aldehyde group will be oxidized, and because we are going to convert change this configuration, so we can show only this configuration, rest of the molecule we can draw like this. So suppose that next step will be, this will take place in presence of weak base like pyridine. Pyridine is the weak base, and this pyridine will convert this carboxylic acid group into carboxylate ion like this, and rest of the molecule we can draw similarly. And again, because the medium is basic, because of this is a basic molecules in the here, the next, this alpha carbon, hydrogen at alpha carbon, that will be at C2 carbon, that also will be acidic. So here this can also be removed, and we will get this carbon ion. So here this is carbon ion. Here rest of the molecule we can draw like this. And now this will be resonance stabilized, this carbon ion. And here this will be rest of the molecule, and here OH and O negative, O negative. So this carbon ion is the resonance stabilized when the negative charge is on the more electronegative atom like oxygen, that will be more stable. So this resonating structure is more stable. Now that proton which was abstracted by this pyridine, so protonated pyridine can give proton here, and proton this can be taken here like this, will break here and this will abstract this proton, and we will get carboxylate, and the configuration will be changed here. So you can see here the configuration has been changed. And how the configuration has been changed, you can see this is the carbon. This carbon is sp2 hybridized. This is sp2 hybridized. And sp2 hybridized means the shape of this carbon will be there will be three orbitals, sp2 orbitals, and the bond angle, this shape will be the trigonal planar, and angle will be 120 degree, here 120 degree, 120 degree. So this is trigonal planar, this is in the same plane. So this proton can attach either side of this trigonal planar carbon, either from this side or from the back side. Suppose that if it is attaching from one side, so we will get the this one, means the that of glucose, but from the other side we will get the changed configuration. So we are considering here the change configuration. The possibility of is of for both side attack. So from one side attack we will get the starting material, but if the attack is from the other side we will get the different product, and which is the epimer. So here you can see the configuration has been changed. Earlier the configuration was this, now the configuration OH is on the left hand side, so this has been changed. Now this, firstly on acidification, this will be protonated, and second, if we heat it, then we will get the this gamma lactone. How this happens, you can see here. Just firstly we will discuss here. The first is just this. Okay, OH, and here we can draw 1 2 3 4 complete structure here. Now HOH for D, and this is HOH, and here HOH, this is HOH. Now there is the oxide formation, and this is the gamma lactone. So for the gamma lactone, this will attack here, and there will be addition and elimination, and there will be lactone formation, right? So lactone formation will be like this: 1 2 3 4 CH2OH, HOH, H, and this will be O, and here HOH, HOH, and this is the gamma lactone of aldonic acid or gluconic acid. And this, after mild reduction may be done with the sodium amalgam and carbon dioxide, or we can take sodium amalgam and acid, or we can take reducing agent sodium borohydride, and this will be converted into the aldose 1 2 3 4 CH2OH HOH HOH. So you can see here the configuration at the C2 position is changed. So this is D mannose and this is C2 epimer of D glucose. So here this was D glucose. This has been firstly converted to D gluconic acid, which was the monocarboxylic acid. Now this is the D gluconate carboxylate ion, and this is the anion carbon ion at the C2 position. Now this is acidification and the formation of the this is the D-mannonate, because this is the carboxylate of mannonic acid, and this is D-mannonic acid. Now this is gamma lactone of D-mannonic acid, and finally we have got the epimer C2 epimer of glucose. So that is the D-mannose. So this is the epimerization.